Chosen one, what if I told you that you are reaching the final stage of your awakening? That these strange things you've been experiencing are proof that you're about to step into your highest form? You've been walking this path for a long time. You've endured the struggles, the isolation, the transformations that felt like they would break you. But now something feels different. It's not just another shift. It's something much deeper, much more powerful. The air around you feels charged, your dreams are more vivid, and you sense a change in the way the world responds to you. If you've been noticing these strange things happening, it means you are at the end of your awakening journey. The old version of you is fading, and what's waiting on the other side is beyond anything you could have imagined. But they don't want you to know this. They fear what happens when you step into your highest self. They tried to break you before, but they failed. Now, you are about to become something they cannot stop. If you feel this shift happening within you, comment 77 right now. And stay with me, because once you recognize these signs, your entire reality will shift. The signs that you are nearing the end of your awakening. You felt it, haven't you? The way the world around you no longer feels the same. The things that once captivated your mind now seem trivial, empty, lacking the depth you now crave. You've stepped into a space where everything feels both familiar and foreign, like standing at the threshold of a reality you can sense but cannot yet fully grasp. This is not your imagination. This is not a phase. You are witnessing the unraveling of your old self, the shedding of a version of you that no longer fits the path you are meant to walk. And yet, despite this transformation, there is an undeniable loneliness to this stage. The people who once surrounded you no longer understand you. The conversations that once engaged you now feel forced. But this is the price of awakening. You are no longer who you used to be, and that means the world around you will no longer reflect back the illusions you once lived in. This shift is not without its challenges. As you transition into the final stage of your awakening, you will encounter resistance, not just from the external world but from within yourself. The mind clings to familiarity, to comfort, even when it knows that staying the same means suffocating the soul. Have you noticed how certain people now seem uneasy in your presence? How they either distance themselves without explanation or react to you with sudden hostility? This is because your energy no longer matches theirs. You are vibrating at a frequency that disrupts those still trapped in illusion, and on a subconscious level, they feel it. You might also experience moments of extreme exhaustion, random waves of emotions, or even physical symptoms like headaches and body aches. This is the final purge. The last remnants of your old energy are leaving you, making space for something greater. But here's the truth, they don't want you to reach this stage. The systems built to keep people asleep thrive on your self-doubt, on your need for external validation, on your fear of stepping fully into your power. But they have already lost their grip on you. This phase is not just about you, it is about divine preparation. Everything that once held you back is being removed, not as punishment, but as refinement. The universe does not make mistakes, and every experience, every loss, every painful realization has been orchestrated to bring you to this moment. In Zephaniah 3 verse 19, it is written, "Behold, at that time I will deal with all who oppress you. I will rescue the lame and gather the exiles." This is a reminder that justice is already at work. The people and forces that tried to suppress your light will be exposed. The false narratives that were imposed upon you will collapse. And those who underestimated you will soon realize that you were never meant to stay small. But before this revelation unfolds, you must be ready to release the last traces of your old identity. Because once you do, there is no turning back. The signs of transformation are becoming undeniable. Have you noticed how time feels different? Some days move too fast, others seem to stretch endlessly. Your intuition has sharpened to the point where you can sense things before they happen. You see through people's words, feeling their true intentions before they even speak. Numbers repeat in patterns around you. Dreams become more vivid, and synchronicities are impossible to ignore. You may even find yourself naturally detaching from things you once relied on for comfort. Certain foods, entertainment, or habits no longer appeal to you. This is because your spirit is no longer seeking external fulfillment. It is aligning with its divine path. But perhaps the greatest shift is this: fear no longer controls you. You are beginning to move through life with a quiet certainty, an unshakable knowing that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. This is what they feared. This is why they tried to keep you blind to your power. Because once you step fully into this awareness, nothing can stop you. If you feel this shift happening within you, if these signs resonate with your experience, comment "final stage" right now. Declare it. Let it be known that you see the truth and are ready to embrace it. And keep watching, because what comes next will reveal why this final transformation is the most powerful yet. The world has no idea who you are about to become, why these strange things are happening to you. You have likely felt it deep within you, a shift so profound that it cannot be ignored. The world no longer feels the same, and your perception of reality is expanding beyond what you once thought was possible. You notice things more clearly now, the hidden patterns, the subtle manipulations, the distractions designed to keep you from discovering the truth. The energy in your surroundings feels different. Sometimes it feels overwhelming, like a tidal wave of emotions and realizations crashing over you. Other times, it feels eerily still, as if you are standing on the edge of something vast and unknown. You may have questioned yourself, wondering if what you're experiencing is real or if it's just your imagination. But let me tell you this: it is real. You are not alone. What you are experiencing is a sign that you are rising above the illusions that once bound you, and the forces that relied on your blindness are beginning to lose control. This transformation does not come without struggle. The moment you start to awaken, the moment you begin to expand beyond the limitations placed upon you, resistance appears. Not just from the outside world, but from within. Doubts surface, old fears creep in, and memories of your past come rushing forward, trying to tether you to the version of yourself that you have outgrown. People from your past may suddenly reappear, not because they have changed, but because something in them senses that you are slipping away from the influence they once had over you. Have you noticed how certain people, places, or habits that you once tolerated now feel unbearable? It is because your energy is no longer in alignment with what once kept you stagnant. But this is where many struggle, because stepping fully into your awakening means letting go of the old life you once clung to. And that is not easy. You may feel exhausted, drained, and even emotionally raw. But understand this: every moment of discomfort, every wave of confusion, is proof that you are moving forward. This stage of your journey has been foretold. Those who undergo profound transformation are met with resistance, not as punishment, but as preparation. In Amos 9 verse 13, it is written, "The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes." This scripture speaks of acceleration, of time shifting, of the divine hand moving in ways that seem unnatural to those still asleep. This is what is happening to you now. You are stepping into a realm where time bends in your favor, where things that once took years to manifest now happen in an instant. But with this acceleration comes an increase in intensity. This is why you are feeling everything so deeply. Your mind, body, and soul are adjusting to a higher frequency, and everything that cannot exist at this level is being stripped away. This is not a punishment. It is a purification, a necessary shedding of everything that cannot follow you into this next phase. And as this process unfolds, the signs become undeniable. You begin to see synchronicities everywhere, repeating numbers, meaningful coincidences, dreams that feel more real than reality itself. You may find yourself thinking of someone moments before they call or sensing things before they happen. Your intuition is sharpening at an accelerated rate. But beyond this, the very fabric of your external reality begins to shift. People who once ignored you suddenly take notice. Strangers are drawn to your energy without understanding why. Animals respond to you differently. The things you once prayed for begin to manifest in unexpected ways. But perhaps the most profound shift is within yourself. You no longer react to the things that once triggered you. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to those who refuse to understand. You no longer seek validation from sources that never had your best interest at heart. You have stepped into a level of self-awareness and inner power that can no longer be contained. and that is exactly what they feared. If you feel this happening to you, if the signs I have described resonate with your experience, comment "awakened" right now. Let it be known that you see the truth, that you are no longer bound by the illusions that once controlled you. And stay with me, because what you're about to hear next will confirm everything you have suspected all along. The final stage of your awakening is here, and the world is about to see exactly who you were meant to be. What happens when you reach the final stage? How does it truly feel? Stay with me, because the next signs will reveal whether you are already stepping into your final transformation. But before we continue, take a moment to subscribe, share this video, and click the super thanks button to support. Now let's dive deeper. How the final stage of awakening feels. You may have noticed it, the way the world around you feels different, as if something unseen is shifting beneath the surface of your reality. The things that once stirred your emotions no longer have the same effect. People who used to provoke a reaction from you now seem distant, irrelevant. You feel a growing detachment from the noise of the world, as if you are observing everything from the outside rather than being caught up in it. This is not numbness. This is not disinterest. This is the result of your spirit ascending beyond the illusions that once kept you bound. You are no longer reacting from a place of fear, insecurity, or doubt. You are beginning to understand that your energy is sacred, and you refuse to waste it on things that do not serve your higher path. But with this newfound awareness comes an unsettling realization. You are no longer fully part of the world you once knew. You stand between two realities, the one you are leaving behind and the one you are about to enter. This transition is powerful, but it is also unfamiliar. It may leave you questioning everything. This feeling of detachment is one of the most challenging aspects of the final stage of awakening. You may experience moments of extreme stillness, where time itself seems to pause. The rush of the outside world no longer touches you the way it once did. What once excited you now feels hollow. The friendships and relationships that once felt essential now seem distant, almost as if they belong to another lifetime. This can be a lonely experience. You may feel as if you are drifting, as if you no longer belong anywhere. This is because your soul is no longer tethered to the same reality as before, and those who are still operating in the old paradigm can sense it. Some will be drawn to your energy, seeking the light you now carry. Others will pull away, feeling an unexplainable discomfort in your presence. This is where many struggle because the ego clings to familiarity, to belonging. But awakening is not about fitting in. It is about rising beyond what no longer aligns with your truth. This process is not random. It has been foretold, and it is part of your preparation. In Amos 9 verse 13, it is written, "The days are coming, declares the Lord, when the reaper will be overtaken by the plowman and the planter by the one treading grapes." This means that even as you feel this detachment, your new reality is already being prepared. You may not see it yet, but things are aligning behind the scenes. The old ways are collapsing, making room for something greater. You are being positioned for a new role, a new mission, a new chapter in your journey. But before that happens, you must go through this phase of separation. This is why you feel like an observer rather than a participant. You are not losing your place in the world, you are being elevated beyond it. Everything you once clung to is being stripped away, not as punishment, but as purification. Because what awaits you on the other side requires you to be free from the chains of your past. And even though this stage can feel isolating, there are signs that prove you are on the right path. You may notice that you no longer seek external validation. The approval of others no longer holds the same power over you. The fears that once kept you paralyzed no longer control your decisions. You feel an unshakable peace, even in the midst of uncertainty. Your intuition has become sharper, you can sense things before they happen. You recognize synchronicities, divine messages woven into your daily life. The right people, the right opportunities, the right answers appear at the exact moment you need them. You no longer force things. Instead, you allow life to unfold, trusting that everything is happening as it should. This is what happens when you align with your divine path. You become a force that cannot be controlled, a presence that cannot be ignored. If you are feeling this shift, If you recognize yourself in these words, comment transformed right now. Declare it. Let it be known that you are stepping into the final stage of your awakening. And stay with me, because what comes next will reveal exactly how to step into the reality that has been waiting for you all along. The transformation is happening. You are no longer who you once were, and the world is about to see exactly what that means. What happens once your awakening is complete? When you step fully into your highest form, everything around you begins to change. The world no longer affects you the way it once did. The fears that used to consume you seem like distant memories. The doubts that once kept you stagnant no longer hold any weight. You move differently, speak differently, and most importantly, think differently. You realize that nothing outside of you can define you. No opinion, no rejection, no failure. There is an unshakable certainty that settles into your spirit, a knowing that everything happening in your life is divinely guided. The confusion and hesitation that once plagued your decisions fade away, replaced by an inner peace that cannot be disrupted. This is the moment you realize you are no longer seeking your purpose, you are living it. You don't ask for permission. You don't wait for validation. You move forward with a confidence that only those who have completed their awakening can understand. But as you rise, so will the resistance. Those who once had power over you will begin to notice the shift. People who thrived off your uncertainty, who manipulated your emotions, who relied on your doubts to keep you under their influence, they will feel it. They will sense that they no longer hold the same position in your life, and they will try to pull you back. Expect them to test you. Expect them to challenge you, to question your choices, to remind you of who you used to be. They will say you have changed, that you are different, and they will be right. But what they do not understand is that this transformation was inevitable. You were never meant to remain in their world, bound by their rules. You have stepped into something far greater, something they cannot control. And this is where many falter, not because they are weak, but because the pull of the past is strong. But you must remember this. Those who truly support your growth will rise with you. Those who resist it were never meant to follow. This is a sacred process, one that has been written in the divine blueprint of those chosen to lead. In Habakkuk 2 verse 3 it is written, "For the revelation awaits an appointed time. It speaks of the end and will not prove false. Though it linger, wait for it. It will certainly come and will not delay." This scripture is a reminder that everything you have been waiting for, everything you have worked toward, is arriving at exactly the right moment. You may have wondered why it took so long, why the struggle seemed endless, why the tests felt unbearable. But now, looking back, you see the pattern. You see how every setback was positioning you for this moment. You see how every betrayal, every heartbreak, every loss was not a punishment but a preparation. The delay was not a denial, it was a refinement. You had to be molded, strengthened, and prepared for the responsibility that comes with true power. Because what awaits you on the other side of this awakening is not just for you. It is for those you are meant to guide, inspire, and awaken. And now, the signs of completion are undeniable. Opportunities that once felt out of reach are now presenting themselves with ease. People who once dismissed you now recognize your presence. Doors that were once closed are opening without effort. You are beginning to understand that manifestation is not about forcing things to happen. It is about alignment. When you are fully awakened, you do not chase, you attract. The right people enter your life at the perfect moment. The right situations unfold exactly as they should. Even your thoughts have become sharper, more focused. You no longer dwell on the past, nor do you worry about the future. You exist fully in the present, knowing that everything is happening as it should. This is what they feared, that once you realized who you truly are, you would become unstoppable. But do not mistake this stage for an ending. Your awakening is not a destination, it is a beginning. You have stepped onto a path that few have the courage to walk. And now your mission is clear. You are here to break the illusions, to bring truth to those still lost in the fog, to stand firm in your purpose no matter who tries to silence you. You will no longer lower your voice to make others comfortable. You will no longer shrink yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. You will walk with authority, with purpose, with an undeniable presence that speaks before you even open your mouth. And those who once doubted you will be forced to acknowledge what they refused to see all along. You were never meant to be ordinary. You were meant to lead. If you are ready for this next phase, if you feel this transformation happening within you, comment unstoppable right now. Declare it. Let the world know that you are stepping into your power, that you are done waiting, that you are ready to embrace everything you were meant to be. And stay with me, because what comes next will show you exactly how to navigate this new reality. The shift is happening. Your time is now. You've reached the end of one journey. But what comes next? The final section will show you how to prepare for what's coming. Stay with me because this is the most important part. How to prepare for the next level of your spiritual mission. You feel it, don't you? That sense that something is shifting, that the world around you is no longer the same. You have stepped into your awakening, and now everything is calling you forward. But with this transformation comes an urgent question: what now? What are you meant to do with this power, this awareness, this truth? It is one thing to awaken, but it is another to step fully into your purpose. This is where many falter, not because they lack ability, but because they hesitate. They wait for a sign, for permission, for reassurance that they are ready. But here's the truth: if you have reached this stage, you are ready. The time for waiting is over. The time for doubt has passed. Your mission is calling, and the universe is watching. This is the moment where everything changes. The question is, will you answer the call? But stepping into your purpose is not just about deciding, it is about preparation. Many are called, but few are chosen. And the difference between those who rise and those who remain stagnant is not their potential, but their willingness to prepare. You must protect your energy because now more than ever, there are forces that will try to drain it. You must sharpen your mind because the distractions will only grow louder. You must refine your skills because the work you are meant to do requires mastery. This is why so many struggle after awakening. They assume that simply knowing the truth is enough. But truth without action is meaningless. Awareness without discipline is wasted potential. You must move with intention, because from this point forward, every decision you make is shaping the path ahead. You cannot afford to entertain negativity, to engage with those who seek to pull you back, to give your time to anything that does not align with your higher calling. The distractions are traps, designed to keep you from stepping fully into your power. But you have come too far to turn back now. This moment in your journey has been foretold. In Habakkuk 2 verse 2, it is written, "Then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it." This is a reminder that your purpose is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to be lived, to be shared, to be made clear so that you can move with confidence. You are not here to play small. You are not here to remain silent. You have been given knowledge, wisdom, insight, things that others cannot yet see. And now you must use them. The world needs those who can see beyond the illusion, those who can guide others through the darkness. But to do this, you must be unwavering. You must commit fully to the path before you. There is no more room for hesitation. You must write your mission upon your heart and move as if you have already won. Because in truth, you have. The battle was never about whether you would succeed. It was about whether you would step forward. And now, the time has come to do exactly that. So how do you prepare? First, you must guard your energy with everything you have. Not everyone will understand what you are doing, and that is fine. Not everyone is meant to walk with you. Surround yourself with those who uplift you, who understand this journey, who see your power for what it truly is. Distance yourself from anything and anyone that drains you, that doubts you, that tries to pull you back into the old version of yourself. Second, refine your mind. Read, learn, seek wisdom beyond what is given to you. The more you know, the sharper your vision will become. Third, take action. Do not wait for the perfect moment, because the perfect moment is the one you create. Every step forward, no matter how small, is moving you closer to your purpose. Speak your truth. Share your message. Walk with confidence. The world is shifting, and those who are prepared will lead the way. And finally, embrace the fact that you are different. You were never meant to fit in. You were meant to stand out, to disrupt, to challenge the status quo. Own it. because the moment you do, everything will align. This is the final test, the moment where you either step forward or retreat. But here's what you need to remember. Those who once doubted you will soon realize that they can no longer ignore you. The people who questioned your path, who dismissed your vision, who told you that you were chasing something impossible, they will watch as everything falls into place for you. Not because they suddenly believe, but because you refused to stop. Because you moved forward when others hesitated. Because you did not wait for permission to become who you were meant to be. And when they see it, they will know. They will understand that you were never just another person walking blindly through this world. You were chosen. And now, the world is about to see exactly who you are. If you are ready to claim your purpose, if you feel this calling within you, comment "chosen" right now. Declare it. Let it be known that you are stepping into your mission, that you are no longer waiting, that you are ready to rise. And stay with me, because what comes next will show you exactly how to move forward. This is the moment everything changes. Your time is now. You have always felt it deep down. That quiet but persistent knowing that you are different, set apart in a way that the world often doesn't understand. Maybe you've struggled to put it into words, but the feeling has been there all along. Perhaps you've wrestled with self-doubt, wondering if it's just your imagination or if you're making it all up. But in your heart, you know the truth. You are different because you were made to be. That sense of being out of step with the crowd, of seeing the world through a lens that others can't quite grasp. It's no accident. It's a gift. You have always been different because you were always meant to be. The time has come to embrace that difference and understand the power that lies within you. Yet, let's not pretend that being different has always been easy. The journey has been filled with challenges, hasn't it? You've faced rejection from people who couldn't see your potential, who couldn't understand your calling. You've experienced loneliness, feeling as though no one else sees the world the way you do. Sometimes it has felt like a burden more than a blessing. How many nights have you wondered why you can't just fit in? Why you can't live a normal life like those around you? But every struggle you've faced, every tear you've cried, has been shaping you. Those moments of questioning weren't meant to break you. They were meant to strengthen your resolve. They were preparing you to step into the fullness of who you are. This path has not been easy, but it has always been yours. Consider the words of Habakkuk 3 verse 19, a lesser quoted verse that speaks volumes. The Lord God is my strength, and He has made my feet like the feet of a deer. He enables me to tread on the heights. This passage is a reminder that the struggles you have faced have been preparing you for higher ground. Like a deer navigating steep, rocky cliffs, you were being equipped to move through the difficulties with grace and purpose. The obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are now stepping stones that lift you to a higher vantage point. This is not just about surviving the journey. It's about understanding that every challenge has played a role in refining you. The power within you is not something to fear or dismiss. It's the very strength you've been given to rise above, to tread the heights, and to embrace the unique calling placed on your life. As you step into this realization, you'll begin to notice the transformation around you. Relationships that once felt strained or unaligned will begin to shift. You'll find connections with those who truly understand your journey, who support and uplift you. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will appear, as if doors are opening just for you. Inside, you'll feel a newfound clarity, a deep sense of peace and confidence in your identity. This is not coincidence. It's the power within you awakening and aligning with your purpose. The changes may come gradually or all at once, but they will come. And as they do, you'll understand that the struggles you endured were never about holding you back. They were about preparing you for this moment, this awakening, this recognition of who you truly are. The power that once felt like a burden now feels like a gift, propelling you forward. The people around you will notice the change. Your energy, your clarity, your strength, it will inspire others, and you will begin to lead in ways you never thought possible. The power within you isn't just about changing your own life. It's about touching the lives of others, about showing them what's possible when you fully step into your calling. Comment, "I am chosen," if this message resonates with you. Let the world know that you are no longer hiding from who you are. You are stepping boldly into your purpose. You have always known that you were different, Now, you know why. The power inside of you is not a mistake. It is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. And when you do, you will change everything. If this message resonated with you, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with another chosen one who needs to hear it. And before you go, comment "I am chosen," because that is exactly who you are.